So, hi everybody. It's Saturday and it's time for a free Saturday Sedona Method support call. My name is Christoph. I hope you can hear me okay.
Yes.
And okay, thank you, Evelyn. And we just get started. It's an hour earlier today. We will have 1 hour in English, and after that hour, I will have a break with that group, and then we will start half an hour in German, switching languages then. Since there's a big request from my home country, I just decided that might be time to start helping people there in their mother's tongue. So, everybody, I think we could just get settled. Thank you, Lisa. I see your message in the chat. We can all just enjoy group release right now. So there's nothing we need to do in order to be set for the release. So can you just allow yourself to just simply sit back and be as best as you can? People still arriving. So I repeat this. Could you just simply allow yourself to just sit back and be as best as you can? And then could you welcome or notice anything in regards to your day that you're wanting to figure out, that you're wanting to know, that appears to be more interesting than the present moment? And then could you just simply welcome whatever that brings up inside of you, whatever memory, thought, picture, feeling, sensation, emotion, snippet of an information. It doesn't have to be that big. And then could you welcome or notice too any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? Any wanting to control it somehow or any way? Or be controlled by it? And if there is, could you also notice any underlying wanting? Any wanting approval, disapproval, security, safety, separation, oneness? And could you also allow yourself to welcome or notice any sense that is personal? That it is about you or who you are, or them and who they are, or it and how it appears to be, or what relation there is between things. And then rather than wanting to know, rather than wanting to make things in the world more important than the present, could you just let that go? Could that be released as best you can? And if you don't focus on the memory or the body-mind too much. Can you actually find the one who has had that experience? Can you actually find an owner? Or is or was there just experiencing? So let's do this process again. Could you just simply allow yourself to welcome anything from your day that you're wanting to figure out, that you want to know, that appears to be more important than the present? Something that's seeking your attention. And then could you just simply welcome whatever that brings up inside of you, whatever thought, memory, or picture there is, whatever information? And then could you also welcome or notice any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? As well as any underlying wanting, any liking or disliking, any sense of security or insecurity, or any sense of rejection or attraction that there is visible or being felt. And then could you welcome to or notice any sense that's personal about you or who you are, about them and who they are, or it and how it appears to be, or how everything is related to each other. And then, as best you can, could you just let that go? Could you allow it to dissolve? Could you let go of wanting to make that more important than the present, than what is? And then could you do that in the knowing that you know when you need to know, that you do when you need to do. And then could you just simply allow yourself to be fully here and now, fully present to what is? Would you be fully present to what is if you could? When would that be? So let's do this line of questions, this process one more time. Could you welcome up anything from your day or your life in general that you're wanting to figure out, that you want to know. That you make more important than the present, apparently. And then could you just simply welcome up whatever that brings up inside of you, whatever thought, feeling, or memory? Whatever history there is or story, whatever imaginary future. And then could you welcome any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? As well as any desire to like or dislike, approve or disapprove. Be done with it or get it done. End it all. As well as any sense of rejection or attraction, any aversion. And then could you welcome or notice too any idea or any sense or any hint that's personal about you or who you are? Any appearance that things are related to each other. People are somehow related to each other. Or that there's someone owning it. And then as best you can, just for now, could you just let that go? Could you allow that to be as it was and let it dissolve as best you can? And then could you let go, wanting to make that more important than the present? Would you let go or wanting to make that more important than the present? When? And then could you just simply allow yourself to be as that which is present instead? Be fully here and now. And then could you also allow for whatever is happening in mind and in the body and in that which is apparently surrounding you, whatever has been heard, felt, and seen, whatever taste or smell there is. And then notice that you are not doing that. It's just what's happening, just what's appearing to be. Not good or bad, just appearing. Okay, everybody. So I open the floor to questions, sharing, and assistance. Questions related to the Sedona method in general, or any um, questions related to releasing or any releasing assistance, any help with any kind of issue. By the way, it's also always welcome to let me know about issues for group release, and also any sharing gains, that's great as well. So I see one hand. Keith, you're already unmuted. You can just speak up if you wish to do so.
How are you today, sir?
Hi.
I have a reoccurring deep, I won't call it depression. I've gone through a lot of physical damage to the body and the head. And when you were saying about being more important than the now, that helped me a little bit. So, and I'm looking for I release as often as I can, and I help people release as well.
Yes.
And I find that very beneficial. But what's coming up right now today is just this: do I really belong here? And what can I do about that? That's how else to say it.
Is that a sense of disconnectedness
Complete.
or something like
Yeah.
that? Okay.
Yep.
We can address that holistically. Could you just simply allow yourself to appear as disconnected as much as you do?
Yes.
Since it's already there, the appearance or experience. And then could you also notice any wanting to fight that, any wanting to change that? Or to hold
Yeah.
on to that secretly? You never know.
Oh, I don't want to hold on to it, and I've known that for a long time. It's just something that shows up.
Yes. Well, maybe it's just a layer or something.
Yeah.
And then could you allow yourself to be as one as you actually are?
Yes.
Could you allow yourself to be as interconnected as you actually are?
Yes.
And again, could you allow yourself to let yourself appear as disconnected or rejected or separate as much as you do?
Oh gosh, yeah. Right in here.
And then notice any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this, if there is.
Yes.
And any sense that that is personal, that there is a you to be disconnected, to be separate or rejected.
Yeah, I know the answer. This should be, but I feel and a being right now. I feel Keith is sitting here in his luxury leather recliner going, what the hell is happening?
Yes. And can you enjoy that for a second?
I don't want to.
What's in the way between you or between Keith and enjoying that?
Resistance, obviously.
Okay. Could you resist as much as you do this moment? As
Yes.
you want to do?
Yep.
And then could you accept just a very tiny little bit?
Except what, Cliff?
Whatever. That's open.
Welcome the joy and the peace. Just a little bit.
Oh. And then could you just simply allow yourself to be as connected as you actually are, to be the oneness that you actually are, that's containing Keith and everybody else?
We're all connected. I know that, and I'm welcoming it on.
Yes. Maybe sometimes there's a feeling on top or a layer that we need to address.
Is that ego layer, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
I've been struggling for this with many, many years about ego, whether it's disconnected ego or beneficial ego, or if there's two, or if there's nothing. And I gave it all up.
But let's do that with the Sedona method questions. If you don't go back into the memory or
Yeah.
focus on the body mind, can
Mhm.
you actually find an ego?
I never could find one.
Right.
I can't now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, there may be experiences or appearances that look like that. We don't deny that. It's there,
Yep.
apparently. But is there actually anybody who is that?
Not that I can find.
And how does that feel now, Keith?
A lot better.
Okay,
Thank
you're welcome. Anything else?
you.
You're
Your
breaking up
support
a
on
little.
Saturdays.
Say that again.
Thank you for your support on
Yes,
Saturdays.
you're welcome. Thank you for being in the call.
Thank you.
Okie doke. So, who else? Any request for releasing assistance? Any sharing gains? Or any, technical questions? Or if you have any idea for a group release? I think I have already one, but just leave a second to you. You have something? Johan?
Yes, there is a quote of Lester.
Uh-huh.
You are an infinite being,
Uh-huh.
and nothing you can do about it.
Yes.
Yes, could you around that make experience?
I will have an idea, yes. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
So, everybody, that's absolutely right. We are an unlimited being, or we are unlimited beingness, and there's nothing we could do about it. And that's absolutely correct. We can put as much resistance about it. We are still dead. It's not changing. So let's make a release out of that. So in this moment, could you just simply welcome up whatever that brings up inside, what you put on top between you and that which you are? What's between you and the unlimited being that you are? And could you just simply welcome or allow for whatever that brings up inside of you? Whatever thought, feeling, or memory? or sense of something? And then could you welcome any wanting to do anything with that? Any wanting to hold on or let go? Any wanting to figure it out or get it done? Any wanting to release it or ignore it? Any and all wanting. And then could you welcome or notice too any sense that any of that is personal? That it is about you or who you are. And then as best you can, could you let go of wanting to put that between you and what you are? Could you let go wanting to believe it again if there is? And then could you just simply allow yourself to be that which you actually are? Which doesn't need to have anything on top in order to be what it is. Yet allows for everything to be, to happen, to be done. Yet completely unaffected by any of that. So could you just simply welcome or allow for that unlimited being or that unlimited beingness that you actually are? Whatever that means for you in that moment. And then could you just rest as that? Be that. Allow for that, for your true self. And again, start the process from the beginning. Could you welcome or allow for whatever appears to be between you and that unlimited being or beingness that you actually are? And it's not right or wrong, good or bad, it's just appearance. And so could you just simply allow yourself to be in touch with that? Would you? When? Just an honest looking. And then could you welcome to any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? Any wanting to change it, get rid of it, hold on to it, understand it, figure it out, get it done, like or dislike it. Any wanting to judge it, label it. And then could you notice or welcome to any sense that that is personal about you or who you are? That it means something about you or who you are, or others than you. Then as best you can just for now, could you let that go? Could you let go wanting to believe that again? And then could you just simply allow for or welcome that unlimited being or beingness that you actually are? That allows for the dance that we call life. That is completely unaffected or unimpressed by that. Okay, let's do this process just one more time. Could you just simply welcome whatever appears to be between you and that unlimited being or that unlimited beingness that you actually are? Could you just simply allow up for whatever that brings up inside for you, inside of you or for you, it doesn't matter. Could be a guilt feeling, shame feeling, any other emotion, any thought, feeling, or memory, any snippet of an information. And then could you welcome notice to any wanting to do anything with, about, or against this? Any and all sense that appears to be personal about you, or that there is a you, or who you are, or that there are others than you, separate from you or that. And then could you, as best you can, let that go, allow that to be as it was. And then could you notice or become aware or allow for that unlimited being or that unlimited beingness that you actually are. That absolutely allows for the dance that we call life. It is also unaffected by that, unimpressed by that, undisturbed by that. And then could you identify a little bit more as that? That doesn't mean life couldn't happen anymore. Life is still happening. Just watch what's surrounding you, what's going on in the body-mind. Okay, everybody. So I see one more hand, Lawrence. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes,
Yes.
hello, Christoph.
Yes. Hi.
Very simple.
Hmm.
I'm sick right now, and
Okay.
I've been sick for a bit over a week,
Okay.
and I'd like any facilitation that might facilitate health.
Mm-hmm. Okay. First of all, I wish you a speedy recovery. And how is the now feeling?
Well, uh, the usual symptoms of COVID, clogged nose and all that stuff.
Yes. And
Yeah.
is there an emotion with that too? Any
Let me
sense of
see.
what was that?
Let me see.
Okay. Or maybe it could be an apathy.
Yeah, it's yeah. There's a low physical energy. I wouldn't say
Yes.
apathy.
Okay.
But there's a kind of there's some emotion. It's pretty subtle.
Yes.
Subtle. Yeah.
Okay. So could you
Uh,
welcome any sense of disliking that experience? Any
yes,
idea of
yes,
not being
yes.
okay?
There's apathy as resistance kind of thing
Yes.
happening. Yes.
Okay. Could you also welcome the idea that you are somehow a victim that can't do anything about its illness or sickness?
Yes, yes, I have that idea.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, I can
And is there any wanting connected to that? Any underlying wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
control.
Was it approval?
Control.
And then could you want that as much as you do? Even if
Yes.
it doesn't make sense.
No, it makes sense. No, yes, I can.
Mhm. And also notice any sense that appears to be personal. Me, mine, them, and theirs.
Yes.
Mhm. So just a reminder, it's not about us to diagnose or cure any kind of sickness or illness. But the Sedona method actually can help you to find out what's best for you in that situation. So what's
No,
on
I'm really good
say that again?
aspect.
I have a bit difficulty hearing you.
Oh, yeah, I'm focused on the more on the emotion aspect.
Yes. And could you hold on to that?
Again, please.
Could you hold on to that?
Yes.
Mhm. And is there anything that comes to mind that you could do about it? Apparently.
Yeah,
And is that coming from a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
control.
And then could you want that for a second?
Yes.
And could you also notice any sense that's personal?
Yes.
And then could you just stretch beyond? What's beyond that? What's aware? What allows for that? And could you also let go wanting to do it? Have it or be it? Just of wanting.
Yes.
You can come back to it whenever it appears to be correct to do so.
Okay.
Mhm. Let's check more on that. What is anything that you could do about the sickness? Apparently, sickness.
Yeah, I have something.
And is that coming from or bringing up a wanting control, approval, security, separation, oneness?
Control.
And could you hold on to that for a second? Or want that?
Yes. Yes.
And could you notice any sense of identity with that?
Yes.
And then could you let go of wanting it as best you can?
Yes.
And then could you just give it back to those unlimited possibilities and allow it to come
Yeah.
up whenever it's needed to come up,
Mm-hmm.
or
Okay.
just stay away if it's not needed?
I could just let God do it.
So what else? What's the simplest or most outrageous thing you could do about sickness right now or tomorrow? Doesn't matter.
I could imagine myself to be healthy.
And could you want that for a second, or even do that for a second?
Okay.
Now it changes the direction. Could you welcome acceptance to flow?
Acceptance to flow. Yeah, I was already. Yeah. Yes.
And could you welcome any wanting to do anything with, about, or against that? Any
Yes.
wanting to be real or unreal?
Yes.
As well as any sense that that idea or option is personal about you or who you are, or that you like it or don't like it.
Yes, it feels personal, yeah.
And then could you just give it back to those unlimited possibilities? Just for now. Just play with it. Even if you wouldn't know you do it anyway. Give it back.
Okay. I can.
And do it in the knowing or knowingness that you can have it whenever you need it, and that you can let this possibility be as it is if you don't need it. So what else? Is there anything that you could do in order to feel better about sickness or your symptoms that comes to mind?
Yes, welcome them.
Could you do that right now as best you can? Could you
No.
welcome that experience?
No, I'm actually feeling more and more resentful about it.
Could you resent them as much as you do?
Yes.
And could you really hold on to that for a second? I know it's a strong thing.
Absolutely, yeah.
And is there any underlying wanting connected to that? Any wanting control?
Yes, it's a
approval?
want for control.
Yes. And could you want to control as much as you do for a second?
I can, yeah.
And is there more wanting connected to that? Approval, security, separation, oneness?
No, it's just a big wanting for control.
Mm-hmm. Could you want to control as much as you do?
Yes,
And could you let go of wanting to control as best as you can?
I could.
And could you want to control as much as you do?
Yes,
And then could you let go of wanting to control as best as you can?
yes.
Is there any stuckness coming with that, or is it open now? Is it static?
No, it's stuck.
Okay. Yes, yes. Could you allow it to appear as stuck and heavy and unchangeable as it wants to be?
Yes.
And notice any wanting to resist that? And then
Yes.
could you allow it to be as part of the flow, as open, as releasable as it actually is, or as you wouldn't believe it could be?
I could let it be part of the flow somehow, yeah.
Yes, that's a good idea. But let's check on that one more time. Could you allow that experience to appear as stuck and unchangeable and heavy as it does, as unreleasable as it does, or non-releasable?
Yes.
And then could you allow it to be as light and releasable and changeable and part of the flow as it actually is?
No.
Would you allow yourself to be open to the possibility that that is just an experience too, and that every experience has a beginning, middle, and an end? Whenever that
yes.
is,
Yeah, no. Of course, yeah.
whenever it's ready to end.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then notice any rebellion against that.
Yeah. It's a rebellion is wanting to control.
Yes. And then could you want to control as much as you do, as much as you wish to do?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. And then could you let go wanting to control as best as you can? Just a very tiny fraction of
Yes.
wanting.
Yes.
And then could you want to control as much as you do, or appear to be the controller as much as you do?
Yes.
And then could you let go wanting to control as best you can? Can you actually find the one who is controlling it right now if you don't go back too much into the memory?
No. I could let it go.
Okay. And how does it feel now? Is it
I
somehow
think
different?
that's I think that's okay for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think with those sicknesses or illnesses, it's just sometimes releasing your resistance to having it, experiencing it,
Yes. Yeah.
and
That's
being okay with it as long as it is there, and then seeing appropriate action steps that we can actually do
Mhm.
in order to help the
Yeah.
body to become better.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
And it's not, it can happen that things change with releasing. I experienced that, but there's not a
Mhm.
guarantee.
Yeah.
And by the way, I experienced that also with yoga. I had
Mhm.
symptoms in my big joints, and I would do a yoga session. And during the yoga session, there was kind of a fade out of those sensations. But can I control it? No, it just happened in that
Mhm.
moment. And if I
Yeah.
think about recreating it, it's
Yeah.
already too
Yeah.
much.
That's probably. Yeah. 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 I know what you mean. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's with those things, as with the rest of life, it has to be an intuitive approach. And what is intuitive? Intuitive are mostly ideas that come with free will also. You can identify it often with free will. And the less there is wanting involved. Um, so, or your clear reason, if you have, some good reason to do it. So that may help to identify more what intuition is. Or you just find yourself doing it spontaneously. You're a businessman as well, as I remember, right? A little bit. Probably you find yourself often just in action and then notice that's the flow. So, and maybe that's not different with that illness or sickness or with symptoms. Let's put it that way.
No, it's not. It's not about an inability to take action. It's just there's no miracle cure I can just take, and you know,
Yes.
you can
Okay.
try. You can, of course, you can try out different stuff that comes to mind, etc. But
Yes.
in the end, it was the resistance I wanted to
Yes.
focus.
Yes. By the way, don't forget to to experiment when you're by yourself. Everybody can do that. If you have symptoms or sensations, can you also locate space or spaciousness or emptiness, either surrounding symptoms and sensations or being located at the same location where symptoms used to be?
Thank you, Christoph.
Yes.
Have
So
a great evening.
take your time,
So much.
rest the body. Okay. So who else? Anybody has any idea for a group release or any sharing gains or any request for releasing assistance? Evelyn, you can speak up. You're just unmuted already.
Yes, I did unmute myself.
Yes, that's great.
I'm dealing with, I mean, you only have a few minutes left, so
That's fine. We can go a little bit over. There's a quarter of an hour break between the
right.
English session and the German session. So I made that intentionally if we have a couple of minutes to go over.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was gonna give you your break.
Okay.
I'm dealing a little bit with disappointment. I feel like I've been talking to somebody for a few years about a situation, and I realized in retrospect that I really wasn't being supported. And I'm sort of disappointed and also very angry. And that's what I
Yes.
was dealing with today. I had some very horrible thoughts. And then I
Mhm.
did a Qigong inner smile, which helped me a lot.
Mhm.
But it's, I'm still there's still something there. So if you can
Yeah.
help me with that.
Yes. What's the message that the anger is giving you? What's the anger telling you or the disappointment?
I spent too many years being too nice.
Mhm.
Uh,
And
and
could you welcome any wanting to change that?
Well, yeah, but I feel that to me, this is the gift of Sedona. Sedona has sort of a lot of stuff has come out, and I feel like I'm breaking chains.
Yes.
But part of it is that then I have these this anger come up, or in this case, this disappointment was just a last conversation where yeah, the wool was taken from my eyes. I just thought, oh, I didn't realize this. I totally misjudged the situation, and yeah.
And is there any underlying wanting active right now? Any wanting control, approval, security, separation oneness?
I think it's control, because this bad counseling means that I should have collected evidence. This is a bullying situation, actually, and I didn't collect evidence. I only spoke to this person. And now I have discovered that I could have filed a complaint all these years. And this is, so after 3 years, so I'm disappointed. I have freed myself of the situation. But I cannot file the complaint because I don't have any evidence, or almost none. And so,
if that doesn't have to be a corpse?
Pardon?
What if that doesn't have to be a corpse in the basement?
Doesn't have to be a corpse in the basement, a skeleton in the closet, or what? What do you
Even
mean by that?
if you decided not to have contact with somebody,
Yeah.
what if you could release your anger fully, your disappointment? You still don't have to go back into that relationship. But what if you could clean it up fully, and maybe it may have a transition, and you either meet later in life again or you don't, so what? But you are completely okay with that
Oh, no.
as an
I think
option.
you're misunderstanding me. There's two
Okay.
people. There's the bully, which I have I left the team, and I have no contact with that person. But the person who has been giving me advice for 3 years, I still have some contact because I work in a team with this person.
Okay.
So I have not severed contact, and I'm not exactly sure if,
Good.
did she misjudge the
Sounded a little bit to me that
situation?
way.
What?
So could you want to control that as much as you do, as much as you wish to for now?
Okay, yes.
And could you also notice any sense that this is yours, that it is personal about you or who you are?
Yes, I feel like a fool.
And could you feel that feeling? Could you really allow yourself to feel that? And could you be open to the possibility that as you are open to feel it, that it can leave, that it can release, dissolve? Can you really allow yourself to be in touch with that? As that which you are.
Difficult.
Mhm.
It's subsided a little bit, but there's a part of me thrashing.
Okay. What's between you and accepting that you could release that feeling? There must be something in the way, either or you just would release the feeling. Is it another feeling or wanting? Or something
Well, there's
that...
shame,
Okay.
there's
Can you sense the shame right now?
yes.
And is there any wanting to do anything with, about, or against that shame feeling or emotion?
Well, I think I'm holding on to it in the vain hope that it will help me in a future
could you
situation, right?
Just
So
decide to let that shame feeling go? Could you allow it to dissolve, to release?
as best I can, yes.
And is there any wanting to hold on to that, or any not any kind of not believing that you could let go?
Yes, but it's waning, it's fading.
Okay. And could you allow that to happen as best you can?
Mm.
And could you also notice that which it is fading back into?
Can you repeat that again?
Yes. Could you also notice that which it is fading back into?
Well, to me, that's something like eternity or
What is that which is dissolving? And could you become aware of that? And how do you feel right now, Evelyn?
I feel a little bit better. I feel like something has dissolved and there's less tension.
Mhm.
Um,
And what stops you or holds you back from releasing what's left over?
I'm not sure, but I'm back to my inner smile from this afternoon. So
Namaste.
I think that's a good sign. It feels like I need a little time. That's how
Yes, that's great. We don't force you here right now. If
Yeah,
that's not working anyway.
it doesn't work. No, that just causes more resistance. So
Yes.
if I go
You
back to my
release
inner
when you
smile,
release, and you're not releasing when you're not releasing. That's the premise here.
right. Okay.
Okay, everybody. Good. Then it appears to me good to be good for now.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
So everybody, I think we are done with the English call, Saturday support call for today. I will stop the recording in a second and we will switch into a break and at 8:45 Central European Time, so in 10 minutes, we will start with a German session. So there then just will be German language. So thank you, everybody. You can unmute if you'd like to and say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Should we stay on if we're staying for the
You
German
can just
part?
stay in. Yes, it's the same
Okay,
link.
good.
It's the same technology. I just try to stop the recording and make up a new one. So we have two recordings, one of the English version and one of the German.
Okay, super, vielen Dank.
Yes,
Ja.
you're
Ich
welcome.
komme auch zurück.
Welcome.
Bis gleich.